Hey, Tim Sykes here with a daily recap. A lot of stuff is going on, so be ready to get overwhelmed. Kind of the way that I am. Most summers are slow, so it's easier. You can take it easy, you can study more, you can chill out. But right now, there are tons and tons of plays as the stock market is hitting new highs every day. Today, GPRO was the biggest earnings winner. Nice spike up to 10.20. I was buying it in the 950s. But I did not capitalize. I did not make the 70 cents a share. If you see my profit and loss today, I actually lost a little on GPRO. I cut losses, and this was my bad. This is a good example of how stock trading is not an exact science. I probably should have given it a little more time, but it's not exactly what I'm most comfortable with. I had profits on, where was it? LBUY, because that's more in my wheelhouse. And a lot of you guys are not watching the video lessons. I posted this video lesson, being prepared here for a potential morning crash. I posted this pre-market on Profitly today, okay? You should have been fully prepared for LBUY's, morning panic. And it pisses me off that a lot of you guys aren't, because you're not watching the video lessons. You're not going on to Profitly. You're not taking the time to study, and that's pathetic. Okay? There's a reason why I did this. I did this in the middle of the night. Listen, you can listen.
Hey, Tim Sykes here, and I'm filming this video lesson in the middle of the night, so I'm sorry for sounding exhausted, but I want you to have this ready before the market open on Friday. It's important to...
So this was LBUY. This is time stamped, okay, at 8:50 a.m. Eastern. Roughly 1,000 people have watched it. But I was dead on in predicting the morning crash here on LBUY. I know like analysts set price targets and some people are like, oh, I knew I was right. Like the stock was up on the day and I called it. I'm not just calling whether it's up or down. I'm calling the exact action. And that is a whole nother level that most people are not capable of. I'm capable of it because I've been studying this stuff for 2 decades every single freaking day. So for me, I was trying to dip by it here yesterday and I made a video about it, and it did not bounce. And the reason why I did not hold this overnight, as I said in my trade yesterday, was because I thought that this kind of 20% drop off the highs opens the door to a morning panic. This is an overextended pump. This is my exact kind of chart pattern that I have been detailing and trading for so long, and I want you to know it inside and out. That still doesn't guarantee you profits. I was dip buying it. And here in the 190s, we got a little bit of a bounce, but not much. And now it's in the 170s. So I was actually right that it would be a big morning panic, but I was wrong that it, would bounce a lot. There's more downside on this one. And if you do watch this video lesson, where was it? This video lesson, you'll see, like, I don't know if the bounce is going to happen on day 1 or day 2, or, some of these stocks, some of these pumps just haven't been bouncing at all. But it's important that you are prepared ahead of time. And that's why I make these video lessons. So thank you to some of you guys who are watching it. Shame on a lot of you other guys. So I made a little bit on LBUY, lost a little on GPRO. By the way, also get in my chat room, okay? Specifically in my chat room, not necessarily just trade alerts. I'm giving commentary, all day, all morning long. And I'm trying to prepare you for potential price action. Here was my commentary yesterday afternoon. So none of you should be long LBUY overnight when I say, sad that LBUY didn't have this big panic in the morning, then I could be more aggressive. Got to play it safe heading into the close. Maybe we can get a big morning panic tomorrow, though that's worth buying. So I predicted the morning panic because, frankly, when you're buying and shorting pumps, it's not as difficult as some other stocks. And then I also say, right at the market open, LBUY fading a bit. Come on, morning panic. 10 minutes later, I'm saying failing to crash. I won't chase. I wouldn't dip buy DCTH. That's not a dip buy at all. I don't know why you guys are looking at DCTH. Like, you can't get it through your head sometimes that you have like these one-day spikers. And I was buying DCTH, in 10 before it went to the 12s. So I was right that it could spike more. But now that there's no news, there's no follow-up, there's no volume, it's not a dip buy for me. You guys need to get better prepared, and you need to have a better understanding of the patterns. I don't mind dip buying DCTH like I did yesterday. If you watch yesterday's video lesson, which not enough of you are doing, I link this. Look at this. This was yesterday's video lesson. on Thursday. I make a video lesson pretty much every day, and some of you guys aren't watching it. You're not realizing it. There's so many freaking lessons out there that you're not taking advantage of, and it pisses me off. You must go on Profitly. I have 5,000 plus video lessons. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to study 5,000 video lessons. What are the top 5? What are the top 10? Every single day, every single stock, every single sector offers us lessons. And if you do watch all 5,000 video lessons like my top students, guess what? You start to realize which patterns are better than others. DCTH was a great morning spike pattern yesterday. Today, it is totally irrelevant. Today, it's all about LBUI. And in case you're wondering what you can be like when you do watch all the video lessons, here's Mark Crook. He's in the challenge chat room. He nailed actually XXII today. This was a nice breakout that I missed. Look at this perfect breakout above 2 to 220. Nice 10% winner. He says he nailed it with size. I don't know how much he made, probably a few $1,000s. But the challenge chat room is going crazy here. I love this. Look at this. Mark Crook is doing this right now. He'd be all out. How much you make on XXII? There's so many people. I'm sorry I can't congratulate you all. T Lucky made a nice, what is this, 10% plus. I'm going to give him some karma. I give people karma. This is kind of like the equivalent of a Facebook like, but it's karma. I saw another good trade. Alexander was in XXII at 208, sold some at 214 and the other half at 225. So very nice. Amber Ninja, 1,000 shares in at 2, out at 225, profit of 250. My biggest profit and my best win. My biggest profit before was 50 bucks. This was my 9th trade. Thanks Tim Sykes and Mark Crook. Huge for a newbie. It's the studying and videos, specifically Mark Crook's video today. Locked in profits of 10%. Awesome. I love that. And Amber is so dedicated. So I'm proud that these people are, you know, profiting after studying. Studying does pay off. And GLUU is another play, but I didn't really want to touch GLUU because this one just isn't really volatile enough. Although it is spiking. I mean, you can make like 5-10 cents a share. The biggest, best play of the day, the biggest, easiest breakout, clearly over 930, 940 was GPRO. And I was there at 950, but it was too choppy. You know, you can see here actually, I don't know if I showed the intraday chart. It was not really a good setup all the way until 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is when it broke the pre-market and morning spike highs. So this is a little bit of a delayed spiker. That's why, you know, even if you do study, even if you're in this game for 19, 20 years like I am, you'll be off a little bit. Some people are like, Tim, why didn't you hold GPRO? You know, I gave it some time. It's just not my classic kind of pattern. And even though it did work out very nicely for those with patience, and I know some people held, you're good at certain stuff and you're bad at certain stuff. And I'm bad at choppy stocks. Like even if I had held it, you know, I was out for a loss, but even if I had held it, at best, I'm selling it in the 960s and I'm making like 10 or 15 cents. It did not give me the morning spike that I wanted. It was a delayed morning spike. And sometimes that's going to happen. So I don't want you thinking that this is a perfect science. LBUI, you know, I specifically predicted this morning panic, but there's been little attempts at bounces, but really no big bounce yet. So this one probably needs more tankage before it can potentially be a good dip buy. So even if you are dead on right with the price action, even if you are anticipating, that doesn't guarantee you profits, but it does increase your odds. And that's why more and more students are, you know, doing well. Mark Crook made 2,500-ish. Nice job, man. And Mark Crook, I mean, look at his profit chart now, okay? This is his profit chart. Very nice and gradual. Some traders are like making, you know, more, and, you know, him and I have had talks, and he's like, Tim, I see everybody else making more. I'm saying, just focus on you. You know, you do you. You're closing in on $1 million. You have this clear, you know, obvious uptrend. You know, for the year, I think he was up like 130,000. Yeah, 130,000 on the year. So now he's closing in on like 140,000 after this week. That's a good profit, you know, and he's also mentoring students. A lot of you challenge students talk with him every day. Props to you. And, you know, Mark, thank you for, you know, making all these video lessons. Some other people, you know, you don't realize this. Mark Crook has his own video lessons, okay? He's got 300 plus video lessons here. Can you see them? Oh, you can't see them. They're not listed publicly because they're only for challenge students. But It's fantastic. He has 300 plus videos. So if you are in the challenge, you get access to that. Watch it. Look at this. Mark Crook says, thanks. Nothing huge, but small winners add up. Stop being spoiled. $2,500 in 2 hours is huge. Stop comparing yourself to gamblers. You know, like he always has this problem. He makes like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and he's like, oh, I could do more. I could do more. I see more. Mark, when your profit chart looks like this, you know, this is kind of crazy what I have to do with some of these students. Like I have to help them understand reality because you lose track of reality very quickly. Like if you ask Mark, if you talk with him, he is not happy with making $770,000 in like 3 or 4 years. No matter that 90% of traders lose, no matter that, you know, he's probably going to be one of my next millionaire students. He's on the right track. He's taking very conservative profits. He still loses track, and he's probably going to be pissed that I'm including him in this video lesson, but I don't care, okay? You cannot expect any more money. $500 a day keeps the real job away. Mark, if you remember, you found me when you were working in a cubicle in Texas, okay? Earning what, $50,000 a year. So if you had stayed in that cubicle, now you live in Miami and you met, you know, he has a beautiful wife and a beautiful baby and he's going all over the place. Fantastic. He has made what, since 2012, so really 5 years. So he's making on average, hold on, I'm not good at math, let me prove it, 769, actually now plus 3 after today and maybe even more, 772 divided by 5. He is earning roughly $150,000 a year from trading, okay? Not working in a cubicle, working from anywhere, traveling all over the world, pretty freaking awesome. So he's making triple what he used to make in a cubicle, which he hated. Look, Flockstock is reminding him that 90% people lose. Like, we have to pump him up. Mark, you're making $150,000. Oh, and also, speaking of, I forgot, this is my student, Roland.
What's up, Tim Sykes here with Roland.
So this is Roland Wolf. His middle name really is Wolf, so he's like the new Wolf of Wall Street. I'm going to post his video interview this weekend. I'm sorry it's taken a while. I have so much going on. I'm still planning my TED Talk. I had to send in a draft this week to TED for my TED Talk. My TED Talk is a little over a week away. If you are going to be in Sydney, Australia, send an email to admin@timothysykes.com and see if you want to attend my TED Talk in a little over a week. So that was priority. Now that I got that draft out of the way, I'm going to post this video with Roland this weekend. This was filmed roughly a month ago on July 4th, basically. And we interviewed him, and it was actually pretty amazing. So he started with $4,000. At the time, a month ago, he was up to $133,000. Now he's up to $170,000. So he's literally made $40,000 in the past month. Starting with $4,000, I think, like 9 months ago or something. So these are not typical results. Most people will say, oh, this is impossible. It can't happen to me. Roland and Mark Crook and Stephen Dux and Tim Grittani and Michael Good, all of these top students who have made 6 and 7 figures, they have studied so much, okay? Roland is a stay-at-home dad. He's got 2 beautiful little babies, or maybe even 3. I don't know. I lost track. But he's studying, okay? The only thing that everyone has in common is how much they study, how much they prepare. And I want you guys to understand that. Let's see if Mark is talking back. Mark is not talking back. Mark is like, he doesn't even want to respond. Let me tell him. Mark, I'm filming a live video lesson and you're in it, so you better start appreciating $2,500 profit mornings. Everybody leave a comment. Do me a favor, if you've made it through this far in this video lesson, tell Mark, leave a comment and say, Mark, $2,000 a day is great. Say that whole comment. And I want him to see, you know, hundreds of people commenting, you know, Mark, $2,000 a day is great, because it truly is. And I don't want you thinking that, you know, you're going to make $1 million in a day. If you look at all of my best students, and these are the absolute best, they're making, you know, 500, 1,000, 2,000, sometimes 3 or 5,000 a day. He says, I definitely appreciate it, and you can quote me in your video. Well, thank you for your approval since I was already gonna do it. You're about to have hundreds of people telling you and reminding you that $2,000 a day is great. Let's get the chat room on him too. Everyone, please hit up Mark Crook now in chat and tell him this. $2,000 in profits per day is great. I want him to be overwhelmed. Suck on that, Mark. Now maybe you'll appreciate it. And instead of talking down about your 2,500, look at this. Thanks, nothing huge, but small winners add up. Like, he's totally lost track. The same thing with Tim Grittani when he first crossed a million. You know, he was like, oh, I only made 9,000. It was a small trade that passed me over $1 million. And now he's closing in on 5 million. It's actually pretty amazing how quickly you can lose sight of reality. And I need to remind you guys, you know, everyone hit up Mark. I think everyone's taking time to read it. Anyways, these are all the stocks in play. I don't know why you guys trading DCTH on the second day. It's just dead right now. Anyways, I got to get back to planning my Australia trip, considering I'm leaving in like 3 or 4 days. This is how far behind I am. I should mention that this conference is sold out. I don't even know if I said it earlier in this video, but this conference is sold out. I'm not lying. I'm not kidding. But we have had like 1 or 2 cancellations. So there's a wait list, you know, people who just can't make it at the last second. So email admin@timothysykes.com if you want to attend. It's going to be September 16th through 18th. Get ready this weekend for the full interview with Roland. I want you watching it. Please watch these video lessons that I make every single day on Profitly. This is the only place that I put all of my video lessons. If you're getting video lessons from other places, guess what? You're missing out. And there are so many lessons. I hate when you guys miss out. You can learn so much about the current market. Like DCTH is a one spike and done kind of thing. You know, the other video lesson this morning on LBUY, you can see how to predict a morning panic. You can see the kinds of factors that I'm looking at, even though there has been no truly great dip buy. So it all helps to be prepared, and it helps to recognize different kinds of trades, because I hate you guys, you know, buying LBUY thinking it's going to morning spike and then it panics and you're just on the totally wrong track. You know, I was on the right track with LBUY. I was on the right track with GPRO. And even being on the right track doesn't guarantee you profits, but ideally, the more times you're on the right track, you can start converting them into profitable trades. Let's see if people are, no one even cares. A few people are telling Mark Crook. I think most people are just jealous. Oh, okay, all the challenge students. Look at the difference. This is my Tim Alerts chat room. A few people who said it. Okay, that's it, a few people. This is the difference, by the way. A lot of people say, what's the difference between Tim Alerts and the Tim Challenge? Tim Challenge people can follow directions, okay? This just explains it with Mark Crook, okay? Tim Alerts, you have like a few people. And some people are like, I don't know what's going on. They just want hot picks. If you are going to be truly disciplined, get in my challenge. Because guess what? All of my top students have come from my challenge because they follow instructions to a T. Tim Alerts people, okay, maybe you're curious, maybe you want to learn. Okay, I'll try and make some money. If you make some money, then you get encouraged. It's not about making money in the beginning, okay? A lot of you guys have such small accounts, it doesn't matter if you make or lose $50 on a trade. You're learning, and it's more important to develop good habits in the beginning. You know, LBUY, I want you watching stocks like this for potential dip buys. Even though there hasn't been any truly great bounces, I'm not touching it right now. GPRO, guess what? There was an opportunity to make, you know, roughly $1 a share off the lows, and I still had a loss on it, so I didn't capitalize. But I want you watching earnings winners like this. The more you study from the past, using my video lesson library and study guides and learning from my live webinars, the better prepared you are. If you study the present by looking at my watch list, by looking at my commentary, by looking at hot plays, you get better prepared. It's all about preparation. That is your key to success. Anyways, I have to get going. I hope you like this. Again, please do leave a comment underneath this video saying, Mark, 2K a day is great. And I'm going to show him every single comment, and maybe, you know, if enough people comment, it'll sink in. Look at him. Look at him so worried about Roland Wolf. How much did you bank on XXII? Okay? He really cannot get out of his head. Mark, 2K a day is good. He's really like, I could just picture him there, sitting there being like, oh, I only made $2,500. So spoiled by his profits and his gains. And I want you guys to help me snap him out of it, because it's easy to lose perspective. And it's kind of cool for me to see, you know, all these students, you know, some making 2,000 a day, some making 5,000 a day. Some people, you know, don't make that much. Some people lose. Some people are just practicing. So I see the whole spectrum, but it's tough for you guys because, you know, you only see, like, Mark is so focused on Roland Wolf because Roland is like the newest, hottest student. So Mark is like, how much did you bank? I must compare. Hold on. Let me just tell him. There's another lesson here. Focus on your own trades. Don't worry about others. Come on, man. Go celebrate with your family. $2,000 plus in a day is great. It's amazing how I still have to teach this. And, you know, I don't know everything. Okay, I still make mistakes. But the one thing I will say about myself and having all these students is, you know, I have the proper perspective. I see. And when 90% plus of traders lose, and, you know, we're trading penny stocks here. All of Wall Street, the whole world thinks I'm crazy for focusing on this stuff. And as more and more of you guys make 6 and 7 figures and your charts begin looking, you know, like this, he shows every trade, and he also alerts everything now in real time in the challenge, and he makes video lessons. So you can't deny this kind of success. Okay, maybe when I turned 12,000 into 2 million in my first years, maybe I got a little lucky because I was there, you know, during the bubble of 99 and 2000 going long, and then I switched to shorting, so I took advantage of the bear market 2001, 2002, 2003. But at the same time, now students like Mark and Roland and, you know, Michael Good and Tim Grattani, there's just more and more of them who are truly getting it. It's getting kind of tough to deny that this stuff works. And while I do have haters, no one has really ever come after my strategy. No one's ever said, oh, Tim likes to short sell pump and dumps. I think that's a flawed strategy. I mean, everyone understands, okay, you're betting against scams. That makes sense. Or dip buying scams on 30 or 40% dips, which Stephen Ducks likes. Or buying perfect breakouts like XXII or GPRO. Okay, there's just a few patterns. I know it might seem overwhelming, but I mean, you can clearly see here that this is a breakout, and it's tried for several times. Today is the first real successful breakout day, and you can see here the market's only been open half the day, and the volume is already greater than the past 3 days. So today is a nice breakout and a nice volume breakout, price and volume on XXII. GPRO, same kind of thing, massive volume, perfect breakout, and it held 940-ish. I just did not have the guts to hold through the choppiness. So look for these clean breakouts. There aren't that many of them. Out of the entire market of thousands of stocks, there's really just a handful. So if you really want to make it easier on yourself, you still narrow it down. And understand, even though I picked right on GPRO, I lost money, okay? And I'm up just a few $100s today. And I'm not complaining. And Mark isn't even responding. Mark is so pissed that I'm giving him so much attention. I kind of like messing with him now. I'm going to mess with him more because when you make $2,000 in a day, look at this. A lot of people saying 2,000 is a dream for me. You know, so many people would love 2,000 in a day. But Mark has made so much and he's so successful that he needs a little reminder. But, you know, it's a good problem to have, okay? There are worse problems than, you know, losing perspective. And he's ambitious. He wants more. I like that. He studied all of my video lessons 3 or 4 times. So all my video lessons, by the way, if you watch every single one of them, I know 5,000 sounds like a lot. They're only 5 minutes long each. Okay, that's why when this is one video and I tag it, you know, 56, 5066, and 5068, this is a 15-minute video lesson. So it's increments of 3-5 minutes. So if you really want to see how long it is, We're talking 25,000 minutes, 422 hours of video lessons. Study up. Studying the past makes your future better. That's today's video lesson. Anyways, oh, look at this. And Roland made 1,000 on a small position. Good. And you better be grateful for that 1,000. Don't be a Mark Crook. Easy trade. Easy trades are the best. And a lot of people, need to see that. And GPRO was an easy trade, and I still, screwed up. So don't feel, look at this guy. Wolfie bought XXII and panic sold at 178 SOP, but lessons learned. Even when you lose, it's okay. Okay? It's not the end of the world if you lose. Like, am I angry? Like, some people get so angry. I know a few people were in GPRO and it didn't spike the perfect way that I wanted right away. I mean, it really was kind of like a midday spike, which is rare. If you look at all the spikes that happen, I mean, this is rare for a stock to break out at 11 a.m. Eastern or 12 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of people are pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm encouraged by the fact that I was on the right track. And sometimes losses are small, and I accept that. I will protect myself. Small losses are okay. And then I was rewarded a little bit more by LBUY. And more importantly, one day doesn't make or break me, okay? 2 days doesn't make or break me. 1 week or 1 month, I cut losses quickly. So if I'm on the right track and I cut losses quickly, okay, I followed my rules and it's okay. If I'm on the right track and the stock does perfectly, that's fantastic. More times than not, I will capitalize on it and I'll try to profit. Look at this. Roland says, grateful for anything I get. Gifts from the market. Nice. How much are you up now? Is it 170,000? I have to post your Italy interview this weekend. This is the beautiful thing, okay? This is all about being real. And whether you're up 170,000 like Roland, or you're up 770,000 like Mark, or if you're just starting, I want you to see what is possible. I don't want you thinking that you're going to make, $10 million. I don't care how hard you study. You're not going to make $10 million in the first few months or first few years. Best case scenario, you might make a few million after like 3 or 4 years. Best case. Most likely, you probably won't even make that. Okay, look at that. Mark Crook is grateful. Now he's starting to get it. Good. Shabbat shalom, my brother. I just want to see how much Roland is up. He's going to tell me. I think it's around 170,000. And I'll put like a little placeholder before the interview because people get confused because, we post the interview, he's up 133,000, but it took me a month to get the interview posted. And in that month, he made literally 40,000. Pretty awesome, I think. And Ducks just, ordered a McLaren too, Stephen Ducks. I got to post updates about him too, but he's been in China. So he's getting back actually in a few days. So I got to talk with him. This is the cool thing about being real. You have so many students who are making 6 and 7 figures, and it's just trying to keep track of how much they've made. These are my top students, by the way. So don't think that every single person is like this, but I want to inspire you. And I don't want you necessarily comparing yourself to Mark Crook or Roland, even though Mark wants to compare himself to Roland. Oh my God, Roland's at 175. Damn, dude, slow down. You're gonna confuse people. You need to lose 40K, please, so I can make your interview accurate at 133K in profits. I know it's confusing, and some people are like, I don't believe you. In one video you say he's up 130,000, another video you say 170. Which is it? It's growing. This is real-time trading, okay? We're making more than we lose pretty much every single day. That's why you might have seen me up like 4.5 million or 4.2. Now I'm closing in on 4.7 million. Tim Grattani keeps going. this keeps going every single day whenever there's a really good play. So Roland's at 175. Mark is at 780 or something. This is the game. But again, I got to get going. Please leave a comment underneath this video saying Mark 2K a day is great and help me remind him. Thank you.